Hello and welcome again. Today I want to speak about menopause and insulin resistance. I always thought about menopause as a process happening in the reproductive system, estrogen, progesterone, they're reproductive hormones. But now I know better. Menopause is actually an endocrine system transition. Progesterone and estrogen are hormones, and they shift during the premenopause transition. And both of them are, you got it, hormones. Therefore, they are part of the endocrine system too. Part of menopause is a huge shift in hormones all over the body that is responsible for many of the symptoms that you feel in menopause. Today, I want to kind of shed the light or focus on insulin and what's happening in menopause. So let's begin with what is insulin. You might want to think about insulin like a key to a lock. Glucose is the main source of energy to all the cells in the body. Your body needs glucose to run the engine and to function. Without glucose, the cells die. But cells have walls around them. So glucose cannot just freely walk in. It needs to be facilitated in. There are doors, but the doors are locked. And here come insulin. Insulin is the key to the doors for glucose. So here how it works. You eat something that has carbs in it. And the body, your mouth immediately senses by the taste. The taste buds actually knows what you're eating. So they send a signal to your brain and to your gut. And immediately digestive enzymes start to be secreted in preparation for what you ate. When you eat carbs, it will be digestive enzymes that break complex sugars into simple sugars like glucose and fructose. At the same time, the pancreas will get the message too. And the pancreas will tell itself, well, we are going to have glucose in the blood, so I better start to produce and send insulin to the blood. And that's what it does. So when the glucose arrives at the blood, when it's absorbed in the blood, there is insulin there to help it facilitate it into the cell, to open the doors. That's what insulin does. So what is insulin resistance then? Insulin resistance happens when you use too many times the key, when you have too many keys to that door and the lock get rusted and you can't open the doors anymore. Or out of trying, if in the beginning, every time you went and tried the lock, it would open. This time you need to try 2 and 3 and 4 times and gradually more and more times before they are opening at last. Or maybe they are not opening at all anymore. You end up with more glucose in the blood. And when you have more glucose in the blood, your pancreas senses it and it will send more insulin because you can't have the glucose stay in the blood. And at the same time, you have the cells not getting the glucose that they need. So they are starving. So you're self-starving and you have too much glucose in the blood, and now your pancreas is sending more insulin and you have high level of insulin. So you start a vicious cycle. How does that connect with estrogen? Estrogen increases our cell sensitivity to insulin. What does it mean? It means that it's kind of oil the lock. And it's very easy for the insulin to just open it. It's like an easy fix. What happens when estrogen goes down? The locks become more complicated for the insulin. and the body is a little bit more insulin resistant. That's why many times women that didn't have any insulin problems before menopause, they didn't have any blood sugar problems before menopause, they didn't have any metabolic problem before menopause, starts to have them in premenopause and during menopause. That's why it's especially important to pay attention to insulin when you do the transition in menopause. Why is it important? Insulin resistance increases the production of free fatty acids. And free fatty acids are building block for fats, but special fats, the one that are associated with the insulin resistance, tend to build fat around the stomach, in the waist, midline of the body area. So you will see women that have slim legs, slim hands, and suddenly they have a bunch of fat in their tummy. That is insulin-resistant tummy. The thing is that this tummy is also inflammatory, and it releases oxidant to the bloodstream. So it's really, really unhealthy. It's promote heart disease, which is the number one mortality cause for women, and it's associated with type 2 diabetes and even cancer. So you really want to reverse insulin resistance. How do you do that? There are a couple of things that you can do. There are a couple of strategies, but the most important one is exercise. And not just any exercise, but building muscles. And why is that? Because muscles have this golden key that can open the doors of the cells without insulin. They can actually suck sugar from the blood without insulin. That's why you will find me in the gym 4 to 5 times a week. And all of them, I do either Pilates, most of them, I do either Pilates or muscle strengthening. And the idea is that the more muscles cells you have, the more it will need glucose. The more those muscles you exercise, the more they function, the more you strengthen them, the more energy they will need. So they will suck more glucose from the blood. So the secret to reducing blood glucose is actually building muscles and using those muscles. The other thing is sleep. That is very, very important. Why is that? Because when you don't sleep, it's cause inflammation in the body. And I know it's very tricky because in menopause, so many women are struggling with sleep in menopause. I know, but you need to solve that problem because sleep debt is inflammatory, and inflammation trigger insulin resistance. And the next thing is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is eating all your meals in a window of 8 hours of the day. So you fast for 16 hours and eat 8 hours. And the reason it's helping with insulin resistance is because on the time that you are actually fasting, your entire metabolism can go into rest, and that's encourage autophagy, where cells that are defected, unhealthy, or old, or mitochondria, which is the powerhouse that does the metabolism, that are defected or old, got digested, and the body gets rid of them, and instead it regenerate and build new cell and new mitochondria. So all of metabolism is much more efficient and healthy. So you want to do that. And the last thing that you want to do is stress management. So you want to reduce your stress. And that is because when you're stressed out, your body thinks that you are under threat. And for him, it doesn't matter if you're stressed because you don't have enough money, if your TV show is not, I don't know, didn't show up. I don't know why you're stressed. For them, the body is in danger. So they will secrete sugar to the blood, so you have the energy to fight or flight. And then you increase your blood sugar. And the entire goal of reversing insulin resistance is to reduce glucose and to reduce insulin. So you really want to also reduce stress. That's a lot, right? How do you start? Where do you start? How do I untangle all of that? Here it's where I come. If you need my help in, putting it all together and transforming your lifestyle into a lifestyle that can reverse insulin resistance and can help you through this transformation in menopause, contact me and let's chat. I will drop my calendar in the comments below, and you can just book a free 20 minutes talk with me on Zoom, where we make a cup of tea and we meet and we check out how I can best serve you. I would love to do that. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think, and have a good day. Bye.